Greetings and salutations, dear viewers. Get ready for some fantastic content. Hello, dear viewers. Get ready to expand your horizons as we delve into International Criminal Court investigation in Ukraine. The International Criminal Court investigation in Ukraine, or the situation in Ukraine, is an ongoing investigation by the Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court (ICC) into any past and present allegations of war crimes, crimes against humanity or genocide committed on any part of the territory of Ukraine by any person during the period starting from 21 November 2013 onwards, on an open-ended basis, covering the Revolution of Dignity, the Russo-Ukrainian War including the 2014 annexation of Crimea by Russia, the war in Donbas and the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine. The ICC prosecutor commenced these investigations on 2 March 2022, after receiving referrals for the situation in Ukraine from 39 ICC State Parties. The spotlight now falls on preliminary examination as we delve deeper into its details. Ukraine is not party to the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court (ICC). In 2014 and 2015, the government of Ukraine made 2 formal requests for the ICC to investigate any Russian war crimes and crimes against humanity that may have occurred in Ukraine in the 2014 Euromaidan protests and civil unrest, the 2014 annexation of Crimea by the Russian Federation, and the war in Donbas. The first declaration was for the dates from 21 November 2013 to 22 February 2014, covering the whole territory of Ukraine. The second declaration requested an extended investigation from 20 February with an open-ended date, again for the whole of Ukrainian territory. On 25 April 2014, the ICC started a preliminary examination of crimes against humanity that may have occurred in Ukraine in the 2014 Euromaidan protests and civil unrest, the 2014 annexation of Crimea by the Russian Federation, and the war in Donbas. On 11 December 2020, the ICC prosecutor found that there was a reasonable basis to believe that war crimes and crimes against humanity were committed, that the alleged crimes identified would be admissible, and that there was a reasonable basis for investigation, subject to judicial authorization. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of referrals, jurisdiction and authorization. On 25 February 2022, the day after the start of the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine, ICC prosecutor Karim Omodkom stated that the ICC could exercise its jurisdiction and investigate any act of genocide, crime against humanity or war crime committed within Ukraine. Com stated on 28 February that he intended to launch a full ICC investigation and that he had requested his team to explore all evidence preservation opportunities. He stated that it would be faster to officially open the investigation if an ICC member state referred the case for investigation under Article E of the Rome Statute, rather than under proprio motu of Article ERC, which would also establish jurisdiction, but would be slower. Lithuanian Prime Minister Ingrida Imanits stated on 28 February that Lithuania had requested that the ICC investigation be opened. On 2 March 2022, Com stated that he had received referrals from 39 states, enabling Com to open an investigation under Article 14 of the Rome Statute. Com stated that the prosecutor's office had already identified potential cases that would be admissible. On 11 March, Japan and North Macedonia joined the referrals, bringing the total number of referring states to 41. On 1 or 2 March 2022, the situation in Ukraine was assigned to pre-trial Chamber I of the ICC, with judges Kisiam Mindwa, Tomokoakin and Rosario Salvatore Atala, who are required to decide whether to authorize the investigation after they receive a request for authorization from the prosecutor, Con. In this chapter, we'll be shedding light on a list of countries that referred the situation in Ukraine to the ICC and its role in shaping our understanding. The countries that referred the case of war crimes in Ukraine to the ICC include the following: As we progress, let's shine a spotlight on investigation and examine its intricate interplay within our topic. Prosecutor stated on 3 March 2022 that an initial team consisting of investigators, lawyers, and people with particular experience in operational planning was sent to the Ukraine region to begin collecting evidence. On 11 March 2022, he announced that his office had created a dedicated portal through which any person holding information relevant to the Ukraine situation can contact the ICC investigators. On 16 March 2022, the ICC prosecutor visited Western Ukraine and Poland to personally assess the situation on the ground in Ukraine. During this visit, the ICC prosecutor met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Prosecutor General of Ukraine, and met the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, virtually. The ICC prosecutor joined Zelensky's view that every possible effort should be made to ensure that the conduct of hostilities does not give rise to breaches of international humanitarian law, and declared that his office may investigate and prosecute any attacks intentionally directed against the civilian population or civilian objects. Our focus now turns to arrest warrants, an important aspect of our discussion. On 22 February 2023, Karim Ahmad Khan requested pre-trial chamber II to issue warrants for the arrest of Vladimir Putin, President of the Russian Federation, and Maria Lvova-Belova, the Presidential Commissioner for Children's Rights in Russia, on the basis of reasonable grounds that they bear criminal responsibility for the unlawful deportation and transfer of Ukrainian children from occupied areas of Ukraine to the Russian Federation, contrary to Article E and Article V of the Rome Statute. Khan stated that at least hundreds of children had been deported to Russia, and that Putin had issued presidential decrees making it easier to give the children Russian citizenship. Khan's office interpreted the events as an intention to permanently remove children from their own country. On 17 March 2023, the pre-trial chamber issued arrest warrants for Putin and Lvova-Belova. In the upcoming section, we'll be shining a light on resources. On 4 March 2022, European Union EU Justice Ministers requested Eurojust to support war crimes and crimes against humanity investigations by national courts and by the ICC. On 23 March 2022, the French Ministry for Europe and Foreign Affairs declared that it would provide extra funding to the ICC and would increase the support if need be. With our curiosity piqued, let's embark on a dedicated exploration of issues with enforcement and its fascinating intricacies. The ICC relies on member countries to assist with investigation and enforcement. However, many countries are not members of the ICC, including India, China, and the United States. Russia withdrew from the ICC in 2016 after the ICC ruled that Russia's invasion of Crimea amounted to an ongoing occupation. Therefore, Russia has no legal obligation to cooperate with the ICC and would be unlikely to hand over suspects for trial or prosecution, particularly President Vladimir Putin. Since Russia is not a member of the ICC, enforcing arrest warrants against suspects located on Russian territory is expected to be difficult. Earlier, in April 2022, United States authorities had stated that the US would help the International Criminal Court to prosecute Russian President Vladimir Putin and others for war crimes committed during the invasion of Ukraine. On 19 March 2023, German Federal Justice Minister Marco Buschmann confirmed in an interview that Germany would arrest Putin should he set foot on German soil. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin refused to cooperate with the ICC in the investigation of Russian war crimes in Ukraine, out of concern that doing so could legitimize the ICC investigation of United States war crimes. I'm here to provide you with the best information, so let me know what else you'd like to learn about.